Receiving a diagnosis of autism for your little one can be really scary, but chances are you've been thinking for a little while that something's just a little bit different about your little one. But do not fear. Autism is really common. 1 in 40 children will receive a diagnosis of autism, which means so many parents have been right where you are right now. And we know so much about what to do to support children with autism to live amazingly wonderful lives. So today I'm going to share with you the next 5 things to do now that your little one has received a diagnosis. Let's get started. Step number 1 is to find out all about autism. And it's important to know that autism is lifelong and that intervention or supports for your child are not about fixing them, but they're about finding ways to support your child's learning and their participation given their unique little brain. Now, finding information about autism online can be really tricky because there's lots of information out there that's just simply not true. What I'm going to do is link below to my favorite websites that are about autism, that are about therapy that can help kids with autism, and also about supports you can put in place both at childcare and in those preschool years. Because the more you know about autism, the more you can educate all those people that are around you and your little one. Now, step number 2, now that you know a bit about autism, is find out what autism looks like for your little one. Because no 2 children with autism are the same. They're likely to have some common features, but the way this is expressed is different. So they're likely to have difficulties with communication, particularly using communication to interact socially. They might have restricted or repetitive interests, and they may have some really unique sensory preferences. You actually know your little one so well already. These are all the little quirks and accommodations you're making every day to help your little one get the most out of life. But take a moment to really reflect and think, what are these unique things about my child? And what can be great to do is to develop an all about me page. And to save you time, I've made up a template. It's on my website, completely free. Sit down with the adults that are in your child's life and fill it out together. This really helps you notice and understand how your child communicates, the things they like and the things they really don't like, including any of their sensory preferences. It helps you understand them so much more. And it also helps you educate new people that are coming into your child's life about what they need to thrive. Remember, this will change over time, so keep being curious and keep changing and updating this All About Me page as your child grows. Step number 3 is to surround yourself with people who support and understand what you and your little one need. And this is really, really important, particularly for when times get tough. This is going to include professionals, so your speech pathologist, maybe an occupational therapist and a psychologist, as well as a pediatrician. But it's also about finding educators and support people that can really understand and help you understand more about autism and your little one. It also needs to include family and friends. So finding those people that you can really talk to when you're feeling like things are getting really tough, and maybe reaching out and making some new connections with other parents or other carers that are in your position. Unfortunately, the world isn't set up for kids with autism. So you need to find a place where you can go and you and your child can just be you. And all of these people should be able to celebrate you and your child, help support you when times get tough, and help with inclusion. During this time, be really open to making new connections with parents who are going through exactly what you're going through now, because there is nothing more valuable than someone that's walking the same journey. Step number 4 is to find out about how your child communicates. Now, every single child communicates their needs and their wants, but it might not always be through words. And it's our job as adults to figure this out. What are they doing to communicate their needs to me? Maybe your little one has words, or maybe they use other ways to tell you what they want. They might use their behavior, so their body language, tantrums, crying, or they might use gestures like pointing or taking you to what they need. All of this is communication. I think it's also really important to say at this stage that eye contact can be really overwhelming for children and adults who have autism. So never force your child to make eye contact with you. Find the ways that they feel most comfortable and most natural to communicate what they need and want. And step number 5 is to start some really simple non-verbal communication strategies. Now, we communicate all day, every day in so many different ways. And when we focus on non-verbal communication, so everything that's not the words, then we take the pressure off making our children talk. Now, one great non-verbal way to start communicating with your little one is by using keyword signs. And if that's something that you're really interested in, I'd encourage you to check out my online course where I go through 40 keyword signs that are really functional and great for your little one to learn. Another strategy is using pictures. And this can be great even for kids who do have some words. Simple pictures that show them what's going to happen next, the order of things, or even just to make requests can be a great one to take the pressure off using words. Now remember, just like learning words, children need time and lots of repetition if they're going to be using keyword signs or pictures to communicate. The other really important thing to remember is that you always say the words when you're signing or when you're using pictures. And this actually encourages them to learn the words as well as how to use those pictures or signs to communicate. Using these strategies will not delay their verbal language development, and that's really key to remember. Now, if you're not sure if your little one has autism, check out my video which is all about the early signs of autism. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. That really helps other families just like you find these videos, and it's one of the best ways that you can support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss the next video. And let me know in the comments below how your little one communicates with you, and let's celebrate this together. See you next time.